Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on another very important video, a PSA. We do these videos pretty regularly because there's always something to learn from them.
If you want to make sure that you don't miss critical information like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We put these out quite regularly, as Izzy said, and hit the notification bell so you are alerted when they come out. We also want to talk very quickly about our new merch store that just opened.
Right, so you see I have the RVing the USA hat, shirt. It is from a new merchant, but it's the same quality, same brand shirts that we were using before. But more importantly, we do have some new designs, including Let's Go Camping with the American flag and the Endless RVing logo on the back, sweaters, hoodies, pants, mugs. We have everything. If you want more information, if you're interested in purchasing, we'll put the link down below. So now let's get into this story.
This story comes from RVtravel.com and it's dated February 19th, 2025. And this is coming from Canada. So this happened in, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, Canadian friends, let me know in the comments, Okanagan Falls, British Columbia. And this is what happened.
On Monday evening, February 17th, firefighters got a report of a travel trailer fire at the Okanagan Falls Playa RV Park. Around 5:30 p.m., someone had heard an explosion. We always hear in most of these stories and fires an explosion, and reported flames shooting out of the rig. The fire department arrived quickly, and as generally the case, that rig that was on fire was total. They couldn't save it. But there's more to this story.
Right. We'll talk about casualties in a little bit. There were a number of RVs in that vicinity of the explosion that were damaged by the heat of the fire. Now, this was an interesting one. There was a woman parked next to this explosive rig, and she had a Class C motorhome. Her smoke detector went off, which immediately alerted her to the fire outside. She saw it. She was able to hop into the driver's seat and she was able to get away. She did have some damage to her motorhome because she pulled away and actually left the door open. I mean, whatever you do, whatever you need to do. And she did get away from the fire.
And the investigators did say that there was cosmetic damage to this Class C. So the assumption is that it was salvageable. It was able to be repaired, unlike the other ones, specifically unlike the RV that initiated this fire.
The owner of the RV that did explode was away at the time of the fire. And what's really sad and unfortunate, and this just kills me, is that there were dogs on this RV. There were 2 adult dogs and a litter of puppies. So the adult dogs did survive. 6 of the puppies did not make it. Some of the puppies in the litter were able to be pulled out and they were being cared for.
This fire is still under investigation regarding the cause, but again, this is only our speculation, explosion, propane. You always want to think about that. Right. So the chief of the department said you should always have a working smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector. All these people run their trailers off of propane heaters. And as always say, make sure you have working carbon monoxide detector in your trailers. Some important tips, guys, here. If you're new to our channel, this video, you just seem first time rolling upon it, we're gonna go over those same tips we give on all similar videos that we do this way. So there are several things on the market that can help mitigate this, specifically for propane, some of them not specific for propane. The first one is going to be a fire suppression, and we have this on our motorhome.
We've mentioned this a number of times in videos in the past, and some people were very grateful because they had never heard of something like this, didn't know this was an option for their RV, and that is called Propane, which is a fire suppression system. We do have it. It brings an enormous peace of mind.
Right, so would Propane have saved this motorhome? We don't know. It certainly would have hurt it. Like, it gives you an extra few seconds, few minutes, or maybe it puts that initial fire out and it doesn't come back. So that is something, we did a full video about that installation. We'll link it up above.
Another very important thing, again, we never want to mess around with propane. Be sure to have your propane system checked at least once a year.
By a professional, and then also you should be making sure everything is clean, that the furnace itself is clean. Now, if you are running other third-party propane heaters, we don't like the idea of that. Now, there are companies out there that they say it's safe to run an indoor propane heater. If you choose to do that, you have to make sure you run it using and doing exactly what the manufacturer recommends, not modifying it, taking your time, because propane, although is safe, can be quite dangerous if used incorrectly.
And don't light cigarettes on your RV if you are
Candles.
using one. Yes, any of those things. We've done videos on that as well. It's extremely dangerous.
The next thing is going to be, like the fire chief said here, you want to make sure you have good working smoke detectors. You want to test them periodically. You want to change the batteries out once a year. That's what we do. Even if your change them out once a year, guys, you're talking minimum amount of money, and that's going to force you to test to make sure it works. Carbon monoxide detector, also very important. What wasn't mentioned in here was a propane gas detector. That's very important. Make sure it's working. That's going to let you know if there is some kind of propane leak.
And I always say this also, if it is beeping and going off, don't get annoyed and turn it off. Could it be a false alarm? Yes, but in many cases it's not. So you need to address the source of that.
Also, guys, you want to make sure that you are checking regularly for any kind of leaks. Again, this is, if you want to do it yourself, you could do a propane leak test. Just make sure you know what you're doing, or take it to the professionals. There's also equipment out there, one specifically Gas Stop. This is a very affordable, you talk like 50 or 60 bucks. If you have a catastrophic leak going down the road, it will automatically cut the propane off. Really good peace of mind. It should really be standard in every RV out there that has propane.
Another quick thing we just want to mention that I know people that do this is you don't want to use your stove for heating. That can be very dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of these things unfortunately happen when it's cold out. We've done winter camping. We don't recommend it. We don't like it. We only do it when we're traveling to a warm place or from a warm place to a cold place. I always say this is a fool's game, right? Like some people have to do it, but if you have the opportunity not to camp in sub-freezing weather, we would highly suggest you don't do it, because we don't find really anything fun about it. It's just a lot of work, and things, they don't work the same when it's cold.
Things don't work. I disagree with you that it's not as fun. I like sitting on an RV when it's cozy outside, but I'm not the one that's doing the things outside.
It's nice being inside when you're dumping outside and it's 24 degrees out. It's very different. We want your tips, guys, for those that like cold weather camping, that are forced to cold weather camp. What do you do? Any recommendations? You know, one of the things that we use are electric heaters. Now, some people will say don't use electric heaters. They can overload your RV electrical system. You're right. If you have a 30 amp coach, you probably shouldn't have 4 or 5 electric heaters in there, but using them periodically and plugging them directly into the appropriate plug outlet should be okay if your RV was manufactured to standard. So we want your feedback, guys. Put it in the comments below if you like videos like this. To the left of us, we'll put our RV news playlist. We'll put our RV newbies playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime. And we'll see you on the road.